Franca with Cigar Sense. This is another video which will hopefully help you further in better identifying and memorizing aromas and flavors in a cigar. The first video was giving you tips for when you are alone. The second one was about what you can do to start attempting to train yourself when you are at tasting events with other people. Now, this video relates to both situations actually, so when you are alone or when you are in company, but adds a certain level of accuracy. In fact, randomly finding people at tasting events means that most of the times you find untrained people. And if you really grow your olfactory skills, you need to have some accurate benchmarks. So you need to use an additional tool. Your best next tool is the Cigar Sense analysis. And this is a free tool. The Cigar Sense analysis are not there only to help you make educated purchases, but they also help you identify aromas, tastes, tactile sensations, and anything that from an olfactory and gustatory perspective you can sense when you smoke a cigar. Why do the Cigar Sense analysis offer you a higher level of accuracy when training your olfactory and gustatory senses? The Cigar Sense analysis are the result of a rigorous blind tasting process, and it's extremely likely that you will find the descriptors that we indicate when you smoke another sample of the same cigar that we tested. Of course, if a reasonable production consistency is taken care of by the manufacturer. So here is how you can use the Cigar Sense analysis in order to deal with these type of problems.
When you are on the My Cigar Sense page, go to the search feature, and this is basically to allow you to make sure that what you plan to smoke is in our database. In order to do this exercise, of course, the cigar needs to have a profile available. Now let's go for Monte Cristo, and this is just because I have a lot of Monte Cristos that are highly recommended to me by the algorithm, and I totally trust it. Now let's look at the results of the Monte Cristo search. The second highly recommended cigar for me is Monte Cristo USA. This is the Monte Cristo Pilotico Pepe Mendez Robusto. Now, I found this, I have it in my humidor, I start smoking it. Now the best thing to do here is not look at the analysis immediately. Try to let your mind process something and let it tell you what you're perceiving. Just try it. And maybe the previous videos helped you prepare to get to this point. Do that, take some notes, just some random notes, or just try to remember a few things, a few descriptors, and then go to the analysis. And if this exercise I just mentioned is too hard for you, just go straight to the analysis, and you do it by clicking on this microscope icon here, and there we go. These are the color charts that we use in our cigar profiles, and there's resources that explain in detail a lot about these. Let's now focus on the nose sensations, which is the chart on the left of the screen, and mind the colors. Focus on the gold areas because that's the cigar profile, whereas the green color means your likes and the red colors means your dislikes. So you can also see my personal profile here. You can of course do the same exercise for mouth sensations. However, here we're focusing on aromas, so on the nose part, simply because aromas are always the most challenging, unfortunately. So, what are the high-level descriptors that you see are most intense on the chart? Toasted, wood, and there's a little bit of earth and a little bit of spice, and minor intensities for a few other descriptors, but let's focus on toasted wood. Do you sense them too? The question you might have is, okay, but toasted, what do you mean by toasted? Wood, what do you mean by wood? Very often you will find some lower level of detail in the descriptors if you scroll down and you look at this area. So the Cigar Sense panelists noted the following as key aromas. And you might have already identified that brioche is one of the key toasted aromas that were identified by the panelists and with agreement among the panelists. And oak and cedar are the wood descriptors. The aroma will, for which you will find a link in the description below, will help you figure out what fits in the various higher level categories, in this case of toasted and wood. But so you can look at these details, you can find these details as well. And this information here will also give you an indication, just an indication about when, as you smoke the cigar, you are likely to find these aromas. So you know what you might expect. Don't exaggerate, please, with expectations. This is just an indication. The division in tertio is very hypothetical. Please try to focus on one aroma at a time. No need to try and memorize them all together, it will just be confusing. And when you've done this, what you can do is an extra step. So if you want, you can further reinforce and help your memory further if you enter a tasting note of that cigar. So it's very easy. Click on the little notebook icon and there goes a selection of different ways you can provide your feedback, and click on enter tasting note and this form will open up. So there's some areas that are pre-populated. You'll be able to enter your personal score and everything else, and there's of course a separate demo video on tasting notes. But what is important here is that you can record what you liked and did not like. Okay, so let's go to the toasted. You can say, yes, I liked it a lot. Let's go to the wood and you can say the same or different, whatever, right? And you can do the same for tastes. I'm just gonna show you for the aromas here. And what you can do in your smoking notes, you can write your association. It helps you. It just helps you. And then you can write anything else that you found in that cigar that is worth keeping track of. That's it for how you can use a few of the tools that Cigar Sense offers to help you improve your olfactory skills.
I hope it helped you. Let me know in comments and respect your palate.